Hello, it's Icy. I'm back with maybe the last part about housing in the Homestead DLC for Elder Scrolls Online. So, this episode is going to be all about what you can do to prepare now for the release of the DLC, probably around the beginning of February somewhere. Now, this is information based on 2.7.0, so that's the first release. Some of these things might change a bit depending on what they do from player feedback, which I hope they will listen to. So, some of this information has been in other videos, but I thought it would be a good idea to collate it all in the one, so you can come to one place and find all of the things you should be thinking about before the update drops. So, excuse me while I look down at my little list. You should, every single day, on as many characters as possible, I suppose, be doing your crafting writs. So that's the current crafting writs, where you go to the notice boards in any major town, get a list of, one woodwork, one metalwork, one clothing work, one alchemy, one provisioning, and one enchanting job to do, and drop it off. There is no point saving the reward boxes because apparently you won't get a master writ by opening those after the patch drops. That's been announced in the official forums from some of the developers. But what you will get out of them are the treasure maps, so the reward maps that give you, like 50 or 100 mats in the one location from the, the double strength crafting nodes. If you collect those crafting nodes after the new DLC drops, you should have your highest chance of getting the furniture specific mats, so the heartwood, whatever the other ones are called. So save your treasure, your crafting node reward maps until after the update drops. You need to start collecting your style mats now. So already style mat prices have gone up in guild marketplaces quite strongly. The one you're going to need the most of is nickel. So nickel is the imperial crafting style mat, so which makes it quite hard to get by default. Now, any that you have, save. Don't use them. So here are a few ideas for collecting nickel specifically. So it's an imperial style mat, so go find some imperials to kill. Now you should be able to do this in the Imperial City, obviously, if you don't have that DLC. Also, there are a lot of imperials in the Gold Coast, which is the Dark Brotherhood DLC. If you don't have either of those, of course you can go to Cyrodiil. There are encampments around the place which have Imperial soldiers. So if you go and kill them, steal their stuff, whatever else is sitting around, deconstruct it, that should give you a good chance at getting nickel. Now, of course, just opening boxes in dungeons and delves and things gives you a small chance. If you do it this way, it gives you a better chance. Don't be afraid of Cyrodiil. Go into there's basically, if you're on the North American server on the PC, don't go into Trueflame. It's the busiest, unless you want to try some PvP. It's the busiest campaign. If you sign up for one of the other campaigns, there are less people there. So if you just want to go get your stuff and come out, that's your better option. You want to pick a campaign that's not full of people, basically. Also, all of these tips will work if you're on console. Do all these things now as well, okay? Good to get it. This information will be the same for console. You'll just probably have another 2 weeks or something to collect mats over PC players. The other thing you could do, though this is probably not very efficient, if you have the Imperial Edition, if you have crafted armor, you can change the crafted armor style from wherever it is by right-clicking on it and choosing to make it the Imperial style, and then deconstruct it. It only works for things you've crafted yourself, so I don't know if it's really going to be an efficient use. So you're taking an existing style mat, hopefully turning it into an Imperial one by crafting it Orcish, and then changing Orcish to Imperial and then deconstructing it. Is it worthwhile? Maybe if you're desperate. So it's something to keep in mind if you're absolutely desperate for like 3 nickel and you just need, that's all you need to craft some fancy thing and you don't have it. And it costs way too much. That might work. Do not neglect collecting the other style mats. Certainly from looking at, if we look at the legendary mats, the legendary creation things here, what you'll see, oh there we go, there's one, 50 nickel. So for example, the Orcish one requires 50 manganese. So if you are looking at a yellow version, something that is specific, I wonder why they're all Orcish. All the fancy ones are Orcish. Anyway, you will also need 50 plus of that racial type as well. The other thing you need to collect now is bone. You're going to need a lot of bone. Bone is the crafting mat for the Bosma. So the Wood Elf style. So start collecting bone now. 206 to make a skeleton. That's a lot. I've never had 206. I think I've maybe had 100 of a style mat. I mean, there was no need to collect them before, so I just let them accumulate up. But now you need 206. So that's a bit over the top. Yes, it is. Okay, so the other things. So that's the style mats. What else? What you'll notice, looking at some of these things here, is let's have a look. You will need things. I think maybe it's like some of these bits and pieces. Not very helpful. These are all standard. Okay, some of the other things then, not these very, 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 very fancy ones, require things like 50 flour to craft a decoration for your table. A fake pie to your table requires 50 flour, and as well as a whole bunch of other things. You should be collecting now all of the other food mats, all sorts of things in preparation for this. For creating things for your house or to sell to other players for their houses, but also for doing these master writs in the first place. So the master writs are all sorts of really interesting things, like this one, Orgaz's Blood Price Pie, and the lusty Argonian Maid Matze, which is one of this one. Now, that's something else you should be looking for. Recipes. You should be searching for as many recipes that you don't know as possible and getting them. I've got quite a lot of recipes. I think I have, I don't know, more than 500? I'm not sure. More than 100 definitely. Lots and lots. I do not have that recipe. So I would have a small chance of getting a master writ and then not be able to do it. And then just be waiting until the next master writ. So do go off and collect as many recipes as possible. Now, the Orgaz's stuff is interesting because that is from the Hrothgar DLC, and while I have it, because I've got the Hrothgar DLC, not everybody will. So that's a really interesting choice doing that, because I thought that they were not meant to have DLC stuff in here, because it's not fair if you don't have the DLC. So, anyway, keep an eye out for that one as well. Now, the other thing that this means is this does favour somebody who's got ESO Plus, mainly because you need to collect so many mats that most people will not have room in their bank and their inventory. So, a couple of things. One is get together with some friends and set up a guild. If you don't already have a guild, you just need 5 people in a guild, and then you get the guild storage as well as your own storage. Now, what you might be able to do is, if you don't want to share that bank with that guild bank with anybody, simply find 5 people, say, come join my guild. You still need to have the 5 players there the whole time, so maybe you have to keep sharing it. If they leave, I actually don't know what happens if your guild gets below 5 people. Does the bank stay there? It might. You could test it and see. If you had 5 people join, drop some stuff in, 5 people leave, see if the bank stays active. Could be a way to get around it. Certainly if you're sharing things that are not super valuable, like food ingredients, would be a good thing to store in the banks. Maybe keep your style materials for yourself, but then if you need something odd, you can get hold of it. It's possible some of the trading guilds might do the same thing. Be generous with the storage of food mats. Now, the other thing that you can do is, especially if you've got some time to seriously concentrate on farming this stuff up, consider you could get 1 month's worth of ESO Plus. So once you get ESO Plus, your crafting bags are activated. The crafting bags are your infinite storage of crafting materials. You can get huge amounts of stuff, like I think up to the millions. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's because right, so that's one of the crafting bits that you need, which has come from, that's come from one of the template characters, so I haven't actually collected that. So you can store massive amounts of stuff in here. What happens when you drop your ESO subscription is all of those things stay in the crafting bag. It's just that you can't add anything extra. So if you fill them all up as much as you can in 1 month, then drop your ESO Plus subscription. If you need to, you'll still have all that stuff there that you can use for later. The other advantage of that is, if you can put the time in to take advantage of it, is you could do Rothgar, which is seriously great. You could do the Dark Brotherhood stuff. You could collect all those other things as well, which would help you gather the mats, gather the things that you need to do efficient crafting of house furniture, and take advantage of houses fully in ESO after the Homestead update arrives in February. Now, one other thing I did want to clarify is there is your chance of getting a master. I did mention this previously, but your chance of getting a master writ is determined by your invisible tradecraft skill. Your tradecraft skill, and there will be a link in the description of the comment from the developer about how this works, is your tradecraft skill is like a measure of your master craftingness. This covers things such as the number of motifs you know on a character, not the crown store ones, the number of traits that you've researched and unlocked, the number of recipes you know, the number of names of and purposes of enchanting stones, the number of things you've unlocked on all of the alchemy ingredients, these sorts of things. Your rank in your skill of your crafting, like are you rank 10 or you're in your crafting? Now, this could be a problem for some people. A lot of people, in order to save skill points, have chosen to unlock like blacksmithing on one character, clothing on a different character, this isn't going to help you. I don't know if they will do something to make this work, but as it is currently, your tradecraft skill, your chance to get a crafting writ, is based on that current character's knowledge, not based on your account's overall knowledge. So if that's the case for you, you should at this point be training up all of those other skills on the other characters as fast as you can. Pick one, max it out, go back to the next one, max it out as well. So you at least have the advantage of the blacksmithing, clothing and woodworking by if you steal things from around the world, mail shirts, cuirasses, helmets and things. By deconstructing those, you're getting your skill up, but you're also getting a chance to get the style mat of what was created. You're not going to get much actual material off it. You'll get like one void, one B14, no, CP, what does that mean? CP 140 level material out, void stone, void cloth. But yeah, you'll also have a chance to get style material out by deconstructing stolen things, which is a great way to do it. And you can train it up that way. The same with the enchanting. You can just deconstruct runes. It's a great way to get it up, which means that you're improving your current runes. Make sure that you do go through and create just a few of everything in order to unlock all of the words on your runestone. Alchemy, do the same, just make potions. There are some guides around on the internet and the ESO forums about the most efficient way to unlock those. And provisioning, it's very easy to level provisioning, you just have to have enough stuff. It's not a problem. I'm pretty sure you can level provisioning with stolen ingredients. I don't think it cares. Pretty sure it just uses the stolen ones by default, so you can steal stuff, not pay the cost to launder them, and then just make millions of recipes. So that's a few things. And apart from all of that, is save up money. Join trade guilds, sell stuff in trade guilds, make money. That's probably the main thing you need to do. Now, is all this grindy? Absolutely. Is it too grindy? Yeah, but at this point, that's what you need to do to be able to craft cool furniture, and I guess hopefully sell that really cool furniture and maybe make some sort of profit to maybe get your money back. Hopefully in the next incremental patch there'll be some changes and they'll reduce the costs of the crafting, because it's just over the top at this point. Like, you buy a house to decorate your house to make it look cool. If you can't afford cool things to put in your house, why bother buying a house? Like, which is sad for the developers, because they put all this work into this stuff that the community has desperately wanted for a long time. Housing is cool, but if nobody's going to use it, why do it? It looks like it works. Looks like they put in a lot of effort. The actual placing of the furniture and everything, that's great. The houses themselves look really cool. But if it's so grindy and expensive, nobody wants to do it, don't even put the time in. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I hope these points will help you prepare for the Homestead update. The DLC coming February, not sure when, for the Elder Scrolls Online. Please do leave a comment of any other tips that you've got in order to prepare. Let me know if any of these do work for you. That would be helpful as well. Please do give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and as always, please do subscribe for more Elder Scrolls content like this, and other stuff too. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks, bye.